Good morning.
Good morning, Carolyn.
How are you doing today, Mark?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. So far, so good. For those of you who are watching, I know we've been talking about Ron and Stefan from OKM being on today, but they completely forgot they had the day off work because it's a holiday in Germany. So they'll be joining us on Tuesday next week. Next week, we were planning on starting to go down to Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for coffee with Kellyco, but we had to get Ron in, so he'll be in. Stefan will be in on Tuesday with us.
How many holidays do they have in Germany? National holidays.
I have no idea. That's a good question. I mean, it seems like there's quite a bit over there. Not a,
I
I don't think we get enough over here.
I don't think it's a comparison. I'll have to look it up. I have a website up that it looks like over at least 15. So that's pretty interesting.
Awesome. You know, August is my birthday month, and there's not a holiday in August.
You know, there's two people that have a birthday in August.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You do too. I forgot.
Yeah, except one of us is a Leo and the other one is a Virgo.
Yes, yes.
Yep. I just know everything about, the Kellyco side of things and staff. I actually don't know anyone's birthday though. That's one thing. Do you know the team members' birthdays?
Maybe. I got this
Don't let.
cool little thing called Facebook that reminds me.
Oh, there you go. So hopefully they're not watching right now and they don't get upset at us.
Yeah, that would be really bad.
That's funny. That's
I
really
know
funny.
Leilani and Shelby are a week apart, and they're in September, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
That makes sense. There you go. So you're better than I am. Now, why are we wearing Garrett hats today?
Well, because I love this hat. It's an amazing hat.
It is a nice hat. It really is. Great for treasure hunting and looks great.
Well, today we're going to discuss the new Garrett Apex.
Hmm.
So,
And are you excited?
oh yeah, I'm excited. Of course, I'm excited.
You've been on the edge of your seat the whole time, which is amazing to watch.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Um, I just want to let you know that Greg said that he just wanted to say hello before he's off to go digging. And Matthew
Oh,
said that banks get 13 to 15 days off a year. And Ace
oh.
says he has his coffee ready. Today I got
Well,
my iced coffee.
I wanted to go back to Greg. I know he probably isn't on right now, but if you haven't read his story from Bavaria when he was in outside of Munich, holy cow! I read the whole thing about his one of his most favorite prized possession finds from it was like a someone of high position. I don't want to give him the wrong title, like a duke or a lord or whatever, but it's just such an amazing read that ties into the history, and that's what makes Greg so unique is that tying in, and it has the personal story. Go read it. I'll try to find a link. I'll put it in the chat. So worth it. So thank you, Greg, for sharing that with me. And Maddie, really interesting on the bank workers. Maybe we could incorporate some of that into our society and our workforce.
Yeah, we need 13 to 15 days.
I don't know what we would do with ourselves.
So,
Metal Detector.
Allison's got her Mickey D's coffee. Jill said it's too cold for iced coffee in New York. I have my little iced coffee. It's got hazelnut and a creamer in it, sugar-free. Mark, what kind of coffee are you drinking today?
I am drinking your favorite. It's a competitor coffee for someone you know, Dunkin' Donuts
Dunkin'
original.
Donuts.
Yeah, and it's good stuff. You just throw it in the Keurig, and it does the trick.
Absolutely. Well, I did want to go ahead and share my screen. I have some stuff to go over here with the Apex about what we can assume from the videos. And like we said, we have no inside information or anything like that. The big reveal will be in 15 days on May 15th.
So this is a lot of speculation. This is whatever they say in the video. This is what you want to see. Even we could talk about that. It's nothing official.
Right.
So we want to make that warning. That we're just having fun and talking about what could be.
Yes, exactly. If you want, Mark, to keep an eye on the chat because I'm going to have my screen up, I won't be able to see you.
I was just going to do that, so I have it pulled up, and while you
Awesome.
do the screen.
All right. Let me go ahead
Ace
and
actually says, so about this Apex, he's excited. He wants to know.
I think everybody does. And right
I
here,
know.
we got a big question. Ascend to the Apex on May 15th, 2020, 15 days
Mhm.
away. What is it going to look like?
What's the price point?
What's the
What is it
price
going to look
point?
like?
What's the technology it's going to
Hmm.
contain? Is it going to be a
Hmm.
replacement? Is it going to be a new detector altogether? We have no
Hmm.
idea. There has been 2 videos, teaser videos that Garrett has dropped.
Hmm.
Um, and it will be fully revealed on their website May 15th after they do the webinar that they're going to do. If you guys haven't signed up to attend, go ahead and head over to the Garrett page so you could sign up to attend it. I do believe the first 5,000 people that signed up are going to be entered to win something. So what we do know from the previous videos is Garrett plans for the new Apex to replace at least the ACE 250 metal detector. Speculation is if not the whole ACE line. Really not sure about that. I don't know.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
have publicly compared it to the ACE 250 in all of their videos. So,
Right.
and it's going to outperform that. So we know that.
And we also said, though, that because of speculation and what are the features, that there's other machines outside of the
Yes.
Garrett line that maybe have a similar price point or similar features that if you look at it at Garrett, you know, they could be compared to the A series, but there could be other machines such as you know, Nocta Macro Simplex or
Yeah.
you know, Mind Lab units that it falls into matching what those qualities have. So just to
Right.
compare it to A series, I think may not be the best comparison, but it's all we have for now.
Yep. That's all we got because it has been in both videos. What is it going to cost? We don't know. Have no
Mhm.
idea on the price point.
But
Um,
if it's in that price point, we could say, again, we're guessing here. This is what we want to see, not what we know.
right.
But is it anywhere from maybe 150, 199 to 300 and ish, you know, if it falls into the Ace, the Simplex, that kind of price point. So kind of be ready to expect something for new people, for people that want travel detectors, for we don't know the features. It could be
We don't.
something that, you know, I want to get this just to have it anyways. It's a great machine.
Yep. And we don't have a date when it's going to be for sale either. Garrett has not confirmed that. We just know the release is May 15th.
That's right.
Um, we do know by the video, they were talking about adjustable iron audio. Um, in the video, the guy says, you know, the other thing that's really cool about this machine, I can turn the volume of the iron down so it's kind of quiet, but good targets still sound really strong.
Hmm.
That's really
Hmm.
interesting to be able to turn that down a little bit. I mean, I think that would be a really cool feature to have.
That's awesome.
In the second video, they mentioned flexible technology. And this is one of the most interesting hints that Garrett has given, because what does that mean? Is that about the internal of the machine? Does it have something to do with flexible, meaning compact, it'll bend? Does it have something to do with the wireless headphones? We don't know.
Hmm. What are some? I know we don't want to get too much in the imaginative or whatnot, but what are some features, Carolyn? You're a big time Garrett user. I mean, you have a lot of different brands, obviously, but specifically with what your hopes, what you would like to see with this brand new technology, what are some things that you could guess or would like to see?
Oh, absolutely. I'd like to see multiple frequency. That would be just a game changer for Garrett if they
Hmm.
were able to do that. That would be amazing. Um,
Simultaneous?
yeah, that would be awesome. I
Yeah.
don't know if they'll be able to do it, But I mean, Mine Lab's
Hmm.
got the simultaneous,
Yeah.
White's got dual frequency, multi-frequency in theirs. So, you don't know. You don't know what they're going to do. Is it going to be switchable frequencies similar
Yeah.
to the Amphibio or the Cruiser? We don't know. But I mean, to have a multi-frequency machine, I just think would be amazing.
What other things that maybe something that Garrett typically doesn't have, or features that no brand has? What's a kind of a wild here? If we're talking new technology here and you can do anything, is there anything that you're like, it'd be really neat? And again, this may be a low end detector, so it's, probable that it may not have this fun technology like, some detectors have GPS, some have whatever, but is there anything else that would be like a bucket list that it could have for you?
Oh, I mean, if we're dreaming and it could do anything, there's
Sure,
quite
why
a
the heck
few
not?
things. I mean, I'd
Let's
love
do
to
it.
have a detector that would be able to find gold rings without finding the
Ooh,
pop tops, but that's never going to happen. It's just
yeah,
not going to
yeah,
happen. It
right.
defies all science and technology. It won't.
Yeah, the metal content, basically.
Hmm. I
Well,
would
maybe
like
one day.
I would like to have it rechargeable with wireless headphones. The Z-Link pinpointer, I absolutely love that feature. One of the
Hmm.
best features there. For a couple different reasons. One, I just don't like people. I mean, I could put it on the vibrate mode, but I like hearing the noise, the tone from the pinpointer. But when you're out detecting and that pinpointer's going off, if you're in an area where there's people, that draws everybody over. So I like the wireless pinpointer a lot.
Me
Um,
too. So
I like,
Z-Link
yes, it's amazing.
is
Um,
waterproof confirmed yet? I know we haven't got there probably, but is that a feature that if it is
yes.
on there, if it isn't, that's something you would like?
Yeah, definitely waterproof. That would be awesome. Just because, I mean, even if I'm not hunting in a water spot, um, I've been caught in some pretty bad downpours. And I remember one time I was out we hiked a long ways to get out to this area. It was called the Point, and it was a steamboat landing drop off point where they would wait to get onto the steamships after taking a gondola over. And we went out there, and me and my friend Brent, we had our AT Pros at the time, and then we had another friend had a Whites and V3i, and the other person had a Fisher F75. And well, they got completely soaked. The Fisher F75 never worked again. I mean, it was one of the
Oh,
worst downpours I've ever been in. And we
hmm.
were stuck trying to hide under trees. It was really bad. So even if you're not water detecting, having that waterproof detector is a great feature.
Well, what about depth? Because most of the detectors are around what, 10 feet underwater depth that they can
Hmm.
go with pressure. Is that important for, we have divers, we have YouTubers, affiliates, even that they like scuba diving and stuff. And I'm not talking 200 feet, but is there a in between level that could be interesting where you could go 100 feet or maybe 50 feet instead of that, always that 10 rating?
Yeah, I think White's one of their detectors has a 20-foot mark. I know Noctamacra has 16.7. Sometimes it's just a little over 10 feet. And
Yeah.
we have our people who go out and they dive scuba detect. They're not going deep out in the water, but they want to go 15 feet, and that puts limits.
Mm.
So, and they don't want to get an Excalibur for 200 feet or a
Yeah.
Sea Hunter for 200 feet. They just want something a little bit more depth in the water. So I think 20 feet would probably be a good idea, just because it gives you that extra little bit.
I think that's good feedback. And since you put me in charge of chat, I need to
Hmm.
do my job here.
Yes, you do,
So,
Mark.
so I think we have Jenny McKinney says rechargeable and less noise would be nice.
Yes.
And then Allison Walker says metal ID and photo on screen would
Heck
be
yeah.
cool. Yeah. And I think I might have missed one that someone was asking about features. And no, I might have. I don't think so. But that brings a good point about the ID on the screen and backlit screen.
Hmm.
I don't think the A series. have a backlit screen. And again, not
No.
to compare it to that series too much, but if it isn't
E-
in that price point,
Even the AT Pro does not have a backlight. That was an
oh,
upgraded feature to the AT Max. So
wow.
backlight would be really, really good because sometimes it does get dark and gloomy out. And if you want to look at those numbers, you don't always get the
Hmm.
best, or sometimes it's so bright you can't really see them. And having that backlight, you're able to see them a little bit better.
Well, that's a good point. And Shannon Copeland, um, I think it might be Emily, says retractable shaft would be nice too. Which there
Yes.
are you were hinting at that, right, with that new look. I guess that is a great segue on the
Mm-hmm.
other features.
Yep. And that's what we got. We took the picture that was in the video and kind of did a little bit of enhancements to look at it. It does look like it's got the same grip as the other one. The buttons look raised. It
Hmm.
does look it does look like a lot like the simplex.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I am hoping right underneath where the control box is on there that maybe it is collapsible or retractable shaft. That would be an awesome feature because I take mine completely apart, the shaft, the coil, everything, because I put it in my
Hmm.
backpack when I travel. And having something like the simplex that collapses down so easy, or the Vanquish, it collapses so easy down so low.
Yeah.
That would be an awesome feature.
We call that, like, when the Go Finds came out, it felt like that was the pocket fisherman of metal
Hmm.
detecting. And I just love the small collapsible feature. It just, you can put that under the seat of your car. You don't have to worry about it. And if you stop somewhere or you're driving, you see somewhere that looks like a fun detecting spot that is public land. That's just, that feature is so, it can go unnoticed, I think. And especially you and I travel so much, going to events across
Yeah.
the country and sometimes other parts of the world, that just having that convenience of something that was designed to collapse, not old school where the shaft comes off and then you have those little, metal pieces that go in the holes. Like
Yeah.
it's just, it can be a lot. So I think that kind of feature would be so great for so many
Absolutely.
different reasons.
Absolutely, I agree. They also hinted, Mark, at a new coil size, a unique coil
Oh.
size. So I wonder what that's going to be. On my Garrett's, most of the time I run my 5.5, my 5x8 coil. I love that coil. It's great for target separation. I don't feel like I lose any depth with it. I run that both on my AT Pro and my AT Max.
Mm-hmm.
When I had my 250, it had the same coil on it. It's one of my favorite coils. Now, I do have a big Nell coil that I use if I need to get that extra depth, but I don't find
Yep.
myself using that too much unless I've really cleaned out an area of most of the trash. But I wonder what the new size is going to be. I wonder if it's going to be, if you take the Equinox and you take the simplex, you put those coils side by side, instead of that kind of oval shape, they're more of a round shape and they look very similar. And that's an 11-inch coil. So I wonder if Garrett's going to do something like that, since that seems to be what the competitors are doing. um,
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know.
Well, let's ask the people watching. What do you think that coil size is? Me personally, I think it's like the Bigfoot, the long rectangle. They're bringing that back. I'm kidding. I'm so kidding. But I will say, if you've seen that thing, like for me, I saw it. I don't know, 5 years ago was the first time. For whatever reason, you just don't see it in the stores.
Yeah.
And I went. I think it was might have been the first Charles Garrett hunt, and this big old rectangle coil. I'm like, what is that? It looks so odd. But a
Yeah.
lot of people still use that at hunts, right?
Oh yeah, that there's a friend of mine, Chuck, man, he uses that thing, and I think Jerry's got one too, and they go to these competition hunts with that Bigfoot coil and they clean
Yeah.
up. It's crazy.
How big is it? Is it like kind of like this and
Yeah,
um,
it's like,
that shape?
yeah, it's just like a
Yeah.
long skinny rectangle,
So
and it
funny.
just sweeps it. I know some competition hunts actually ban those coils.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Mhm.
that.
Yep.
There was a Shannon says, I hope it's a small coil like the 5x8. I know you love that 5x8, Carolyn. Is
Mhm.
that what you would want too? Is something a little smaller like that?
Yeah, I think that would be awesome. I think it would be really cool to have the smaller because I just like, unless it's going to have a faster recovery speed, because and this just depends what line that this detector is going to fall in. I mean, if it falls in more comparable to like the Equinox series line,
Yeah. Yeah.
Equinox kills it with recovery speed, target
Yeah.
separation with that stock 11-inch coil, just because of the new technology in it.
Yeah.
You can go into a bed of nails and swing that detector, and you're going to hear those sweet signals popping
Hmm.
at you.
Hmm.
So, I mean, if it's got a faster recovery speed, better target separation comparable to the Equinox, maybe the 11-inch coil would be good, and we
Well,
wouldn't need the smaller coil.
speaking of the bigger coil, Allison was hoping for 12-inch coil, and then Jerry Crocker says 4 by 18. Is
Wow,
that the big? Is that the Bigfoot? Four by
that
18?
for that might be it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So he was catching on what we were talking about
Yep.
with the Bigfoot. There's a lot more comments going on. This is really stirring up the chat, which is awesome.
Mhm.
Better be good. The Simplex is killing it from Timothy. Ben Pope. It would be cool to see a detector that comes with a pinpointer that is built in the head, or the head box for simultaneous charging.
That would be cool.
Is that like the Deus XP? I think that has something like that. Maybe I'm wrong, but because I know the brain is in the coil.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's really cool. I love the feedback and what people are thinking there. And look at that picture. That's another thing we can call out. The CSI team at Kellyco CSI, they were able to enhance the image from the video and get
Yeah.
a unique perspective. So you can check that out. I'll put the link in the description to kind of study that some more, like
Mhm.
Carolyn does every 5 minutes, I'm sure.
It might be every 3 minutes.
Every 3 minutes. Sorry.
Another thing that they said is, boy, is it lightweight. Now, most of the Garretts are pretty lightweight to begin with. I mean, the Ace series starts at about 2.7 pounds. The AT Pro and AT Max are right around 3 pounds. So,
Hmm.
how lightweight is it going to be? We don't know. Uh,
Yeah. Right.
but lightweight is good.
Yeah.
I know that
It's
from all the swinging and some of the heavy detectors that I use, it's been difficult on me because of the tendonitis in my elbows.
hmm
So I have to use a harness. So having a lightweight machine that you could swing for a while is really, really important.
Well, imagine just like in hiking and you go camping with the backpacks, every single even ounce is really important. So I think
Hmm.
if you apply that same concept to metal detecting and going out to exotic spots in the forest, like you want to be as lightweight as possible, then your swing time, like you said, it's
Hmm.
going to matter. And that's why I think we have popularity with machines like the Simplex, the Equinox. You have people that are switching up at times from
Hmm.
CTXs, which is a more powerful machine. You have a CTX
Yes, I do.
to Equinox because it's easier on their arm and
Hmm.
it's got fast response time with that
Right.
the multi IQ. So it's just what kind of features you're looking for, what's important to you, and I think weight is a big deal.
I completely agree, Mark. It really is.
Hmm.
It's a big factor into which detector you are going to buy.
That's right.
Um, Another thing that we're hoping is that it's going to have the Z-Link wireless headphones. Wireless is the way to go right now, and I really, really hope they don't have a wired set of headphones with it.
Mhm. Oh man, yeah, that would be. Do you think they'll do two packages like some brands do, some manufacturers?
They might. That seems to be another trend. It's like the Simplex you have without the wireless headphones with the wireless headphones.
Hmm.
You have the new Vanquish series. You've got three different sets of them, similar to what Ace has with their sets. But then with the 540, you have the 540 or you have the 540 Pro Pack, which comes with an extra coil. And with the Equinox series, you've got the 600 and the 800, two different,
Hmm.
they've one's got a little bit more bells and whistles with it. So it seems to be the thing that the trend that's starting in
Yeah.
with the new metal detectors is to not just put one model, that's all you're going to get, to
So
put out different packages.
about that, Ace says need a wired option for divers though, unless it's vibrating, which is a good point. When you go underwater, most Bluetooth
Yes.
technology, Z-Link, all these technologies don't. They need to figure out that. That's one cool thing is figure out how to
Hmm.
do that. I'm sure it's in the military somewhere, and we just haven't seen it. And then clarification with Ben Pope and his idea. No, with the coil, what he was talking about is something like slides into the head box like a battery and a cordless drill. When you charge that, you slide it in,
Oh,
or like a
okay.
a Ramba
Yeah, yeah.
vacuum. So that makes sense, Ben. Sorry about that, and thanks for the clarification.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Well, I'm really excited about it. I mean, there's so much guessing that can go on. And you can
Yeah,
say, I mean, it happens with every new detector that comes
yeah,
out. What is it going to
right.
be? When is it going to drop? Is it going to be better than this?
Hmm.
So it's really exciting whenever something else comes out. I really
That's right.
do hope that it's going to be as good as I'm wishing it because I might
And
need to get a new detector.
Carolyn, too, there's two things to look at it, I think, is one, we have our industry where it gets our industry excited and
Mm-hmm.
people want new technology. Another way to look at it is getting new people that may not know who Garrett is, who Kellyco is. They've always wanted to do metal detecting. We hear all the time that I had a Radio Shack detector. I had a detector with a little needle on it. And this is something that gets them in this great hobby, this great
Mm-hmm.
community we have. And I get excited when I see new people getting into the hobby that they've never done detecting. They've always wanted to. They have that treasure hunter in their heart. And so I think we see that with new surgeons of technology. And you have this new generation that
Mm-hmm.
they're young. They are maybe playing video games or they have different hobbies, but they always wanted to try this. And the
Mm-hmm.
more exposure that new products give, like Garrett Apex, the Vanquish series, Simplex, I think it helps grow this great industry and helps find more targets that eventually won't be under the ground anymore. They're going to dissolve. So that's what makes me
Yes.
excited. And I can't wait to see what Garrett comes out with here.
I wanted to bring up a point. We interviewed Matt.
Yeah.
He's one of your affiliates. And
Hmm.
when I spoke to him, being that he was a new detectorist who's been in here just since quarantine, he started detecting, even though he had all the friends. But when he was telling his story about finding the silver ring or all the change that he was finding, I mean, it got me so excited for him and
Hmm.
just that pure joy. So hopefully this detector is going to come out and it's going to be at a price point that people can, go out and buy it, and it's going to give them that same thrill, that same
Yeah.
excitement.
Another thing, not to keep plugging the Treasure Hunter Challenge game, but I'll put a link into it. What we're seeing is all these picture submissions that we're working on something really cool. I'll sneak peek it right now. We won't show anything, but I'll tell you verbally, we're working on something to show just all the amazing photos of people having fun detecting. That's what kind of got me thinking about this Apex and getting new people in the hobby.
Yeah.
It's going to be so cool to see what new things people find. So we have something. I'll put a link again to the Treasure Hunter Challenge game. You play it on your phone. It's like a scavenger hunt right now.
Hmm.
Obviously, we want you to follow your local regulations, use your backyard, use property that you have access to that you're allowed to
Right.
detect on. But it's great. It's just so great to see people having fun getting outdoors and, in this time that we're in.
I agree. I agree. Good morning, Ken. He said he loves the CTX. Don't believe that there is a better machine. And Swing for Rings said he agrees. It kills the deep silver. That's not an understatement at all. It's an amazing machine. It really is.
That's one of your favorites too.
Hmm. It's hard to
Everybody knows.
it's so hard to pick a favorite because I do have
Yeah.
different ones that I use for different things. So,
Yeah, that's true. It's where are you hunting? What are you looking for? It's same thing when we help people out. If you're finding gold nuggets, it might not be the CTX, it might not be the AT Max, AT Pro. It's going to be, it could
Gold
be Gold Monster.
Monster.
Yeah, Fisher Gold Bug 2,
Yep.
AU Gold Finder. There's
The
a lot of
White's
different machines.
24K. That's an amazing
Yeah.
machine.
Oh yeah, and they saw a surge right with sales
Mhm.
in the beginning of the year, especially
Yes.
when yeah, that was interesting.
Yep, the 24K, and then they've got now the waterproof version of it, the
Hmm.
GMX Sport. So, really good gold machines out there.
Hmm. Yeah, that's
But
great. I think you're right. It's a different tool for a different job. That's the best way to say it.
exactly. I agree. Well, just to give you guys an update, on Monday we're going to have Steve Patterson from Southern Relics. Tuesday we're going to have Stefan from OKM. Wednesday, we're going to have Delic from Nook to Macro.
Ooh.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. And then on Friday, we're going to have Kent Davis from Dirt Digging PA. He runs a great event up in Pennsylvania. So just be sure to tune in next week, with the exception of Tuesday that we weren't gonna. We had to make an exception for today because of the German holiday. We will be going down to Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for coffee with Kellyco. So please tune in and watch us. Until then, till Monday morning. Cheers, Mark.
Cheers. Go Knights.
Cheers. And cheers to everybody out there. And you guys have a great day. And we'll see you on Monday. Happy hunting.
Happy hunting. Treasure awaits.
Treasure awaits.